Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are unpacking a future that is arriving way faster than we can handle. We're talking about an AI so powerful it's literally been locked away, a battery that seems to break the laws of physics, and the mind-boggling amount of cash, nearly $300 billion, that's pouring fuel on this fire. So let's just jump right in with this one. Because one of the top AI labs in the world is basically saying, hey, this isn't a what-if scenario anymore. Nope, they've actually built an AI that they think is just too dangerous to let loose on the open internet. All right, so here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll look at the immediate dangers, this new digital arms race. Then we'll shift to the incredible breakthroughs that are just changing all the rules. And finally, we'll follow the money, all $297 billion of it. Okay, so let's start with the risky side of things, the perils. And we're kicking it off with an AI model that is so good at finding security holes that, yeah, it's being kept under lock and key. Meet Mythos. Its creator, a company called Anthropic, decided it's so incredibly good at finding cybersecurity flaws that they've done something pretty much unheard of. They've locked it down. Only 52 trusted organizations in the whole world can get their hands on it. We're talking the big players here. Microsoft, Apple, Google, you get the idea. So what Mythos does is hunt for zero-day vulnerabilities. Now, if you're not familiar, that's basically the holy grail for hackers, right? It's a security flaw nobody knows about yet, so there's no fix. And this AI, it found thousands of them. Get this, it even found one bug that was just sitting there, hidden in a major operating system for 27 years. You can see why they're worried. Releasing this thing publicly could just create absolute chaos online. And look, this threat is not some far-off theoretical thing. It's happening right now. A group linked to Russia called APT28 is actively hijacking home routers. Yeah, your home router, on a massive scale. They're basically turning the little box that gives you Wi-Fi into a tool for spying. So how do they pull this off? It's actually pretty clever and scary. Once they get into your router, they just change a few settings. From then on, all your internet traffic gets secretly funneled through their servers. What does that mean for you? Well, you might think you're going to your bank's website, but they can send you to a perfect fake instead. You type in your password and boom, they've got it. And you'd probably never even know. But it's not always just about stealing data. These super sophisticated attacks are also about one thing: cash. Specifically, funding state operations. Which, brings us to what might be one of the most patient and, frankly, most brilliant crypto heists we've ever seen. Yeah, this was no smash and grab job. This was a long con. A hacking group from North Korea set up a totally fake but legitimate-looking trading firm, and they played the part for 6 months. They even invested $1 million of their own money. They had meetings, they built trust. All of it was just a setup for the real prize. What's truly wild here is the technical skill involved. They didn't have to break any code. Instead, they just tricked the system. They created a worthless crypto token and convinced the protocol that it was valuable. It was this incredible mix of social engineering, manipulating the market, and some seriously slick technical work. And it blew right past all the normal security checks. So you see, this isn't just about stealing money. This is a country funding its goals by turning financial tech against itself. All right, so it's pretty sobering to see that level of genius aimed at, well, crime. But that exact same intensity, that same push for a technical edge, it's also fueling breakthroughs that could change our world for the better. So let's flip the script. While some are busy building digital weapons, others are building a totally different future. Take a look at Meta. Their new super intelligence labs just dropped their first model, and it's called MuseSpark. Now, it's every bit as powerful as the big ones you've heard of, but that's not the real story. The real game changer here is its insane efficiency. So check this out. MuseSpark gives you that top-of-the-line performance, but it uses 10 times less computing power. That is a massive deal. It could completely change the economics of AI. Think about it. This isn't just about big data centers anymore. This is about making AI accessible. We're talking about having that kind of power running right on your phone, changing everything from how your personal assistant works to getting a medical diagnosis on the spot. And speaking of changing the rules, this next one is really out there. Scientists in Australia have built an actual working prototype of something that just sounds like science fiction, a quantum battery. And the implications, well, they're just staggering. Just listen to this. Okay, so this is where you have to kind of rewire your brain. With a normal battery, right, the bigger it is, the longer it takes to charge. Simple. A quantum battery does the exact opposite. The bigger it is, the faster it charges. It's because of this weird quantum effect where all the parts of the battery can soak up energy at the same time. The best analogy I've heard is imagine filling a stadium. Instead of everyone lining up at one single gate, 100 gates open all at once. The potential here is just, wow. It could totally revolutionize our energy grid, finally making renewables a no-brainer and power everything from EVs that charge in minutes to tiny medical devices inside our bodies. So you have to ask, what is driving all of this? This incredible acceleration, both the good and the bad? The answer is actually pretty simple. It's money. A historic, absolutely unprecedented flood of cash. Just get your head around this number. In the first 3 months of 2026 alone, venture capitalists threw $297 billion at startups. That's not just a record. It completely shatters the old ones. It's a 150% jump from the year before. Just incredible. And where is all that cash going? Well, it's not being spread around evenly, not even close. A massive chunk, 63% of it, went to just 4 giant AI deals. That tells you everything you need to know about where the power and the resources are being concentrated right now. I mean, look at these numbers. We're not talking about normal funding rounds anymore. These are investments on the scale of a country's entire economy. OpenAI's round alone, $122 billion, is bigger than the GDP of a lot of countries. It's clear that investors don't see this as just another hot tech trend. They're betting the farm that AI is the technology that will define our future. So, what's the big takeaway here? It's that we are living through a moment of insane acceleration. From hackers funded by governments to batteries that bend the rules of reality, our technology is simply moving faster than our ability to keep up with it, to secure it, to regulate it, heck, to even fully understand it. And that brings us to the final and maybe most important question. When you have this much power being created, this much risk on the table, and this much money pouring into the hands of just a few companies, you have to ask, who actually gets to decide where we go from here? Who's steering the ship?